There's been a lot of people talking about TMNT, the new release. Pre-release is today. Congratulations, everybody. We made it. And people are buying collector boxes and wondering about the price. I bet that the price was going to be about $400 a box on release weekend. Let's check what it is right now. Drum roll, please. TMNT collector booster box. It is $400. So if it doesn't move a single cent, then we're going to be correct. And what do I win for being correct? Not a darn thing. Well, anyways, so people are getting excited about this product. And this is what I'm hearing on the internet. This is what I'm hearing from Pleasant Kenobi, from Joel R. Magic, from lots of different people, from Rudy, from others, is that this set is not that bad. And then what I hear from the professor is this set is that bad. And there's this kind of acknowledgement in the community that this set is bad, but there's also this acknowledgement, like the MTG Goldfish video where they opened up 5 of these booster boxes. There's this weird kind of... I love all these creators, by the way. I have no beef with anybody. I get excited sometimes, but I don't have any beef with anybody. But I'll get excited because that's entertaining. So the MTG Goldfish, guy, Saffron Olive, he's like pandering, like, oh, this set's great. This feels great. Oh, look, we got a pixel card. Pixel cards are awesome. And like, this must be so valuable. This is the thing. A good way to think about demand is that there's like core demand, and then there's extra demand, right? And what I mean by this is that there's always going to be people that buy apples at a supermarket, right? And that's just the core demand. And then there's this extra demand that when someone makes a viral TikTok showing off this cool apple peeler that makes it taste special or whatever, or a new recipe, then you get this extra demand, right? Because for whatever reason, for whatever fad or preference or whatever thing's going on, there's this extra demand. And extra demand can be extremely impactful on price. People think like, oh, why did the price go up a little bit? It was just a few people that, saw this special TikTok and got excited and bought apples. Well, just a few extra people, just a little bit of extra demand can drive prices way up. I think we all experienced this winter, actually, which is that there's a core demand for electricity, right? For heat, for natural gas, whatever you use to heat your home. And then it gets super, super cold, and everyone's bill tripled or quadrupled, right? Normally you spent $100 a month on electricity, and now you're spending $300, $400. And it's like, what's going on? It's just an extra cold winter. Yeah, but look, there's the core demand, and then there's this extra demand. There's this special event that's causing, everyone to use a little bit more power. And it doesn't just like double the price, it triples, it quadruples. It's this kind of like an exponential effect. And so we got to think about demand for Magic products like this. There's this core demand, and then there's the extra demand. Okay. So what happened? Like, let's take a look at a few Magic sets, right? Let's take a look at Final Fantasy or Lost Caverns. No. Sorry. We need to do Universe Beyond, something like Final Fantasy or Lord of the Rings. There is core demand. There are Magic players that see the cards, that see the Vivi or the One Ring or whatever, and they're like, these are sweet cards. I hope to open that. And they'll buy these sealed products. Got to check and make sure my dog's eating something kosher. Anyway, so there's the core demand. But what Universe is Beyond, what the purpose is to bring in this extra demand, right? Now there's not just Magic fans buying it. Now there's the Universe Beyond fans buying it. There's the Final Fantasy fans buying it. There's the Lord of the Rings fans buying it. And that extra demand is what spikes up the price. The reason why Lord of the Rings collector booster boxes, I can put this away. Just show my face, my beautiful face. The reason why Lord of the Rings collector boxes are so expensive, why Final Fantasy boxes are so expensive, is extra demand, basically. It's that there is this core good Magic set that Magic players like, but then there's this extra group of people that push demand, push prices up. Okay, that's fine and dandy. What does this have to do with TMNT? I don't think TMNT has the core demand. That's the issue. And this is the thing that I think is just getting kind of ignored or I guess this is what's being debated, right? Saffron Olive, and I was listening to the Kitchen Table podcast, May the Zoo Be With You, which is really good, by the way. You know, there's this implication that's like, oh, the bonus sheet is good. Oh, the cards are playable, or oh, the pixel art cards are really good. And the argument, the implicit argument here is that there will be core demand. There will be core demand. And there should be extra demand because TMNT is actually one of the most successful IPs. It's like in the top 30 list when you look it up on Wikipedia. Kind of crazy. Did not realize, but whatever. So there should be some extra demand too. But the thing is, like, the reason Rudy canceled his sale, the reason why this is kind of like some of the lowest pre-order prices for these collector booster boxes of any Universes Beyond set, at least, recently. Spider-Man did end up going lower after Saffron Olive opened up a bunch of boxes and wasn't very happy with what he was opening. But, these boxes haven't spiked. I don't think that Magic players like these cards. Just because they print All Will Be One or Trouble in Pairs in the bonus sheet doesn't mean that Magic players are going to want to open these boxes for those versions of that card. Also, people just don't seem to like this set generally. They don't seem to like pizza. They don't seem to like New York. The general sentiment on the internet, which I know is not indicative of, general population, but it's what we've got to go off of, right? You've got to use the data you have. This is not a beloved set. I think the core demand is really hurting here. And so it's just interesting because a lot of this rhetoric where it's like, oh, actually these boxes are good because ABC, oh, actually is almost like an admission that the core product here just isn't good. So the next thing I want to talk about, people say like investing doesn't have to be an evil, greedy scalper thing, but in the context of this channel, it should be, or it could be, invest in the things you love, right? And Earn from, I don't know, YouTube. Earn, he does videos about Pokemon, but he did some videos about Final Fantasy a while back too. I'm trying to cite as many YouTubers as I can in one video. Not really, but that's how it's going. So Earn talks about, and he says, and I don't know if he's quoting something, but I'm quoting him when he says this, is that collectors get paid. Collectors get paid, not investors, collectors. And what he means by that is that if you buy what you love, what you're passionate about, what you get excited about, in general, other people like those things too. And if there's any scarcity to them, you bought them, there's scarcity, more and more people come into Magic or the hobby, and then demand goes up and the price goes up. I've experienced this time and time again with building commander decks. You build a cool commander deck, you look up a list on EDH Rec, and you look at the cool $10, $20 cards. For me, like one example, I was building a Maelstrom Wanderer deck, and Old Gnawbone was like a $20 card. Dragon that whenever something deals damage, you get treasures. And I was like, it's a cool card. I want that for my commander deck. And then what do you know? A few years later, now it's like a $60 card or whatever, right? And you get lots of examples of this. I know you've experienced this. If you play the game, you buy a card that you think is cool, and the price just shoots up over time because it hasn't gotten reprinted, and it is just genuinely a cool card. And we don't think of Commander as kind of like a collection or collecting. We think of it as playing, but it is a collection, right? It is, you're collecting the cards, and yes, you play with them too. But collectors get paid. I think, so I just gave a bunch of evidence for why that's true. But let me talk about when it's not true. Right here, I have a full set of the regular printings of Assassin's Creed. I love this. This is sweet. Because I've never set collected anything ever. And then I was like, I got to a point where I opened like 2 booster boxes for my birthday. I opened a collector box, and I was like, you know what? These things are relatively cheap. It's $100. The packs are smaller. You don't get as many cards, and they're not play packs. So you're not getting like multiple rares a pack or anything like that. I guess you can because there's a foil in every pack, so you could get multiple rares. But anyways, I digress. But it's like a fun little box to open. And so right here, I have every single card, and I opened up the vast majority of these, which is really fun. In Magic, this isn't as common, but in Pokemon, it's really common, which is that you want to collect cards, but you have to open them, where you're not allowed to buy singles. Now, I didn't quite hold myself to that rule exactly, but I did open up a lot of these. And this is a really cool thing. I love this collection. I love these cards. And I have some of the specialty cards too. I've got, a bunch of these showcase frame, a lot of them in foil. I've got commander decks. I have like Ratonokdon and Edward Kenway as their in their foil full art, and I think I opened up both of those too, which is just so fun. Anyways, I'm a collector. I'm collecting Assassin's Creed. Am I going to get paid? No, I don't think so. If you collected a full set of Innistrad from 2011, are you getting paid? No. Now, if you collected those sealed boxes, yeah, they went up over time. Will Assassin's Creed boxes go up over time? Maybe, but it's been a couple of years and they are flat as could be. So what's the point? The point is that, it's like, oh, collectors get paid. Like, people who buy TMNT, they're going to get paid someday, because if you love the product and you're passionate about it, you're going to come ahead. That's just not always true. We can cherry pick, and I've done some cherry picking on examples, but I've given examples and counter examples throughout this video, right? But it's just not true that because you love it, it's guaranteed to go up in price. You can love something and buy it, and what is true is that if you love it and you buy it, then it shouldn't matter because you love it, right? And you should buy the things you love, and that's a great way to use your money, is on things you love. The people, the things that you love. But this, just the very obvious voice, like, because I haven't heard this said as clearly as I'm about to say it, but the very obvious take on TMNT is most people don't like this set, and it's probably not going to do very well. That is just the obvious take. There's a lot of, cope of like, oh, but this, oh, but that, oh, but it could ABC. I have no doubt that some of the cards in this set will be valuable. Some of the cards could sell for 50, 100, $500 or whatever. And I could be totally wrong. I could totally be wrong. But I think the obvious take at this point in time is just the overwhelming negative sentiment about the set. People are not excited to return to New York City. They're not excited to open up characters that are like cartoony and, and so it is what it is. So that's the obvious take. I'll stand by it. That being said, I mean, if these collector booster boxes hold at 400, that's really not bad. It is below MSRP, by the way. MSRP is like 450, which is crazy. But anyways, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We did it. We did it. We got to 150 subscribers. That's a really big deal. We actually shot past 150 subscribers since I made since like less than 36 hours ago. We've gone from like 140 to 170, which is such a big deal. So super incredible. Thank you to everybody who's listening, who's subscribed. If you're not subscribed yet, you should. The plan is to start doing live streams. And what I think I'm going to do is carve out Monday evenings. I think tentatively the plan is like 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. and to just do that till the end of time. And, but not this week and probably not the week after, because I'm doing a Magic themed trip the week after because my life is awesome. But thank you for watching and stay tuned. We'll see ya.